that right there, and I missed it. I'm kind of glad I'm thinking like this though. Slowing down a little bit, not too bad of an idea. Shorting right there on that move right there to the downside. Everything, all the charts are agreeing. It's time to short. But when I miss it like that, I wait for it to come back up. And when it came back up, it just kept coming and coming and coming. So that's why you see my entry line. I dragged it up. I dragged it up with these green bars that were going up. And I didn't have my stop loss set. And I went over to hit my stop loss, and it just went down without me. But right here, it turned out to be more of a $30 risk instead of, what was this risk? 63. So I shortened my risk by half. If I wanted these trades and I get a better price, just because it's trending up, all the moving averages are still down, everything, nothing crossed over and so I was like, that's a cheaper trade. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to try to see if I can find something like that where I want to get in the trade, but I missed the trade, and then I'll wait for it to come back up to a better price. Let me see if I can practice that today. I think that's what I'm going to try to do here. Okay, but this big strong move down like this, I got to see what's going on here. Let's get everything lined up. All the time charts back in order. Everything's lined up. Yeah, everything's looking good to the downside. Let's get back over to the 15-minute on that. Day chart's red, 15 minutes down, 5 minutes down. All the tick charts are down. Now, these exponential charts are what I trade on, making sure they line up. So we may be looking for a trend line break here. We don't want a big fat pintail hammer reversal on that 5 minute though. That's what we don't necessarily want, that to turn into a big green strong reversal candle necessarily there. Pivot levels, blue lines are pivot levels, important pivot levels. All right, and we getting a reversal here. Trend line break. Is that what we're getting? We getting ready to do a green bar ignored trade. Green bar ignored. Let's see what we got. Green bar ignored. It did break the trend line. It's coming back up 50% of this range. So anywhere in this area, 50% of this range, unless you want to get the break down, stop loss would be reduced if we get it before it breaks down, if we already decided on the trend line break strategy. So rehearsing this over and over, watching every day over and over the strategy work out, learning to watch price action, learning and trusting the behavior, getting more confident in the trade strategy. Reason why we're taking the trend line break is because, well, the exponential charts are all down and all my time charts are down. Everything agrees. These two charts are agreeing. 5 minute, 5,000, and so on and so forth. So looking to execute. So here's another pintail kind of like pullback little concept there, getting back up to this original breakdown of this green bar ignored area right here. So when it pintails up into that area, we can short with our same stop loss. It's repeating itself here. If we were to get in on the breakdown, stop losses above one of these two pivots, whichever one you want, miss it, let it come back up, pull up the stop loss to the new entry, and you're reducing the stop loss, keeping the same pivot level stop loss, but we're reducing. Oh, that would have really bit. What was that all about? Original stop loss at the top of this would have been okay on that first breakdown, but that's not what we want to see. That's an ugly looking, I don't know what's going on, maybe some news. Oh, it's trending back up. I don't like what it looks like over here though, on this left side chart, the exponentially higher tick chart. With these whippy pintails, now a strong green candle, chopping around like that, it could just be at a standstill here. 15-minute chart looks good. It might need to rotate. Oh, we're not even in the right spot. There it goes. Well, I mean, it looks good. That's a big, ugly green candle. It did sweep the low, though. Let's put that on the right pivot low. There we go. So that's the pivot low that it just broke down from. And that's going right back up over that pivot low. So these shorts would not have gone anywhere. That's something to understand now. Then we got some really wild pintail choppy action. Could be going the other way. It could chop a while. Let's see what it does. I don't really want to try to short anything with these going down here, though. So if we get a 5-minute reversal in terms of trend trading, if I'm trend trading, I want to make sure I got these lined up. If I'm using another strategy, I can avoid the trend trading right now. What would I trade if I wasn't trading the trend? Because I'm on the trend now, because it's trending nicely. It's trending nicely. There's no reason to not trade the trend yet. Now, these two have crossed to the upside, though. If the lower one crosses over, I'm looking for a trend line break, because the higher tick chart would be valid to the downside still. This is crossed over, and it's pushing higher lows and higher highs to the upside. So I can't, in all good conscience, take a short on this now. I like at least the higher tick chart to still remain short. So can we switch sides and go long? Well, you definitely want at least the 2,500 to go with you, and it is. 2,500 is going up. 2,500 tick chart. But my big thing is the 5-minute. 5-minute is still very much down with the 15-minute. Very much down. Now, the thing is, you can get big bounces and big reversals and sudden V-shaped recoveries. If you want to trade those, all you need is these exponentials to agree in the same direction. And, you know, you can take whatever red GBRs, red RBRs you want. But I'm just not convinced that it's going to do that today. Obviously, we're looking at some trend line breaks to the downside now with just that quick little head fake to the downside, upside, I mean, it head faked up. Let's get this all lined up for some more shorts then. Let's stay intact with the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. Those are still looking very bearish. Here's a green bar ignored. GBI, if it does it properly, we could see if this will, I don't know how much the risk is here. We've got to get the risk lined up. That's a $40 risk, bro. If it keeps going, looks good on the exponentials. I like how it's setting up on the higher tick chart too. It would be nice if it kept going. Oh, there it goes. Oh, come back up and give me a sell.
Order submitted.
Hit me, 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 hit me. Dang it, it didn't get me. Come on.
Order canceled.
I tried to get that short. See if it'll come back up a little bit and get. I should have kept my order. Where was my order? No, my order was right up there. Oh, it would have triggered me in there. Okay, so let's get it then.
Order filled.
All right, my stop loss is here now. Let's see if it'll keep going. I'm taking my stop back to that area that it just popped up at, because If that thing wants to go over the top of that, then if it's too choppy for me to be in this trade, it'll take me out right here. But I'm trying to get something on this. Let's trail candle by candle here. If it's too choppy, and I want it to, I like it to just take off, you know, take off down to the downside here. Keep going. I'm gonna try to get 1-to-1 on it if it keeps going here.
Stop filled.
And then you always have the thing where, you know, you probably could just leave your stop loss up here, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna observe and see, you know, what would have happened. I'll be on break even. It probably would have broke me even if I would have kept on break even. Keep an eye on my original stop loss area. Red. Keep it on that red stop loss area. I want to see. Save. Red stop loss. Yeah, let's just call it red stop loss. So there's the red stop loss area. If we would have stayed right on that, we'd still be in business. So am I gonna get back to my goal then? Is I'm fading away from one of my goals then, and that is to just keep your stop loss where it is, let the trade play out. Okay, so I need to get back to that. You need to get back to that. I'm too afraid to give back profits that we made today. That's a little bit of fear and insecurity going on. Oh, ooh, look at that. Oh. You definitely don't want to, it would have stopped me out. But it almost went to 2-to-1. So getting a 1-to-1, going to break even, I might have just broke even on that trade in a sense. Depends on how I'm feeling that day, to be honest with you. So we don't really want that a higher tick chart to cross over the top, but last time it did, it just came right back down. So we could just simply be in a higher time chart choppy phase. Let's get rid of that red bar. Stop loss sign, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's look at the 5-minute, and we could see that, yeah, if this goes sideways for a minute, it's going to be very difficult to trade a trend strategy. Unless we can get a big enough range to where this thing is giving us some great trend line breaks. But at too small of a range, we won't be able to do trend line breaks on it. There's a nice trend line break potential. Trend line break potential right here. But I like the trend line. Come to think of it, I like the higher tick chart to stay short. I don't like it to cross over when I'm doing those trend line breaks. So I'd want the, I'd want it to stay like that would be a good trend line break right there, because these haven't crossed up over the 20 yet. It would have failed unless I could have scalped it somehow. Once it's up this high, let me take a look at this. I mean, it looks like it's working. Yeah, it is working. So I need to think about that strategy a little bit here, because like this trend line break right here would have been great. But you can see on the left side, the exponential chart, it was starting to cross over. So I could just go to the 5 and 5,000 then and take a look at what's going on. That even on the 2,500, it had already crossed over. Yeah, it had crossed over 5,000, what does that look like? 5,000, it looks still good. I don't really like going against these exponential charts when they both are pointed up, because one of my strategies is to just simply follow them, and you have strategies that conflict one another. That's where I start getting fuzzy and I start getting a little bit not sure what to do, because I like to follow the exponential sometimes on momentum trades, and you can get a reversal that happens really quickly on this, and you really want to follow these charts right here. So let's get back over to analyzing that trend line break. Might have got us something, but I'm not going to take it if there's a crossover on the higher tick chart. They work really good when there's, or maybe I still need to make my mind up here. If there is a more long-lasting and more prevalent range going on, then the higher tick chart's going to chop around with it. Right now, we don't have that chop around on the higher tick chart yet. Oh, wait a minute, where are we at here? Okay, we might be developing that actually. Ooh, look at this. That would have popped right up, boy. Did it hit that pivot? Not quite. It didn't quite hit that pivot yet. Didn't quite hit that upper pivot. We don't need this one anymore. Let's get rid of that. Now, if we keep trending, keep going sideways, then I'll definitely be interested in trend line breaks, even if the higher tick chart is crossing over, because now I see it's crossing over for a second time and it didn't go over the top of that. So that's telling me range a lot more. I'm getting more of a range vibe out of it. So let's look at this for a potential just sideways choppy range type of thing. And if it does, we might have some trend line breaks that we could take in this area. Yeah, it looks rangy on the 5,000 and the 5 minute now again. So let's take a look at those. Yeah. Continue sideways. That's what it's looking like. So once it barely breaks the trend line and continues up, I'm very cautious at that point. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that if it breaks this pivot, then I'm very interested in seeing if it's going to change directions. There it goes, breaking over the pivot. We need the 5,000s following suit with red bar ignored. So this is when we start thinking about going back the other way. Now, if your 5 minute is important to you, the 5 minute has not crossed over yet. Day chart is still very much red. And 15-minute is very much red also. So we're getting some lower time chart reversals in an overall downtrend, big picture macro downtrend. So take that scalping to the upside 1-to-1 is what I'd try to do if it looks like a trade to the upside. For momentum trading to the upside, don't try to hold it because it is overall a very bearish day. Scalping for quick profits to the upside is acceptable if I get my exponential charts to agree, and they do agree. Okay, let's see what's going to happen next. Oh, 10 seconds. Yeah, well, I wasn't too excited about going long. I don't want to fight the 15-minute and the 5-minute today. I'm not feeling that frisky. If we get a breakdown on both these charts and they both break the trend line and they both start rotating under the moving averages and give us some RBRs, red bar ignored, we'll be glad to continue to short. A 60-minute chart has plenty of room to go down. Again, it broke the trend line here, went right back up. Broke the trend line here, went right back up. That's when you start seeing that sometimes, and it broke the pivot over here, went up higher on the pivot level. So it's definitely trending up. The question is, do you trust it to continue? Broke the trend line, went right back up. Now we need a lower high here, a break of the trend line, and not just an immediate return up, but we need a GBI, green bar ignored, and an extension to the downside. But a 5,000 tick chart is doing that red bar, green bar, red, but it's slowly grinding up, very choppy. I made a lower pivot in the bottom. Then it turned around and went up, made a higher pivot at the top. And it's very choppy and very whippy. That tells me be careful with this market right now. So I'm not that excited to chance it to the upside, even though I have agreement on these charts. It could easily break this trend line, GBR to the downside, green bar ignored. And that's really what I'm waiting for. We got the 15 minutes, still looking very bearish. Day chart is still red. Red day. And so there's no reason for me to try to go long at the moment. Don't want to give back the profits that we made pre-market. We uploaded a video about that. So what I'm doing is just waiting to see if I'm going to get what I want the market to do. And what I want the market to do is agree with the 5-minute, still down. Although it's starting to push up against the 20 up there at the top, but they haven't crossed each other. It's still very down, very bearish. 50% pulled back to these red candles. It went down 50%. It come back up 50%, hits the 20. And these two momentum lines have not crossed yet. So somewhere we could see trend line breaks, GBIs, and we could see it come back down. And there's another, last time, remember, the last 3 times it broke this trend line, it just went right back up. So we're waiting for 2 things, a lower high and a green bar ignored. There's a green bar ignored finally. Let's see if we can get in this perhaps. No, I almost pushed the trigger. I might have been stopped out of that because I really wanted to keep my stop tight on that. Green bar ignored, if I miss it, if I miss the green bar ignored, what I'm going to do, and I did it this morning on the video I uploaded, if I miss that green bar ignored, I wait for it to come back up. And it came back up so fast that it would have instantly stopped me. If I had gotten in it, it would have instantly stopped me out. But yeah, I mean, that can happen. But you get a better price. And this is another lower high right here. This is another lower high. Okay, it's stopped trending up, and we got lower highs being developed. So really, the trade area for me would be this area down here. If it breaks it, gives us a. If it breaks that, gives us a green bar ignored. That's my trade setup right there. But it has to continue developing lower highs, which it's not doing. In fact, that's higher lows, higher highs again. Break this pivot, then it's long. But the 5-minute is looking more. Once it closes above the 20, and these momentum lines cross, and it closes above the 20, and we got the 5,000 in agreement, then we got 4 charts going in the other way, and I can go long on that. Even if the 15-minute and hour is not doing. But you got to remember the red day, so it's only a 1-to-1 for me. If I'm going against the red day and the red hour, then I'm not looking to hold. My goal was to hold that day. Hold. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to hold every trade. And I missed 2 and 3 hour returns because I had my mind in the wrong spot. If I get a long trade today, it's not about holding. I got that understood as a goal. I need to get better at that. I know that. But on a day like it's red, I'm not going to try to hold a long on a red day like that. It might work, but probability is that take your profit. If it shows green, take it. Be glad you got it. Because this day could at any moment, the 5 and 15, you know, 5 and 15, there's the 15, still very bearish, and the 5-minute hasn't really crossed over or closed above the 20 yet. So you get these giant peekaboos that can really mess with you. These giant peekaboos that can really mess. I'm not saying you can't scalp it to the top side. I mean, I could see if I was just trading my exponential charts here. There's a beautiful trend line break right there. 1-to-1 would have hit. It matched the one over here. You got the trend line break on both sides. Boom, why not take it? I get it. I have that strategy in my playbook. It's something that I do all the time. I prefer to do those exponentials when everything agrees, but I don't always. So there was a good example of that working. And where would be the first one? If I was just going with this exponential system only today, I'd want to wait for the very first time they both agreed to cross over one together. So we know that one did. This one up here, okay, let's just say this one here was the first time I wanted to take a long because this crossed over. Let's copy and paste that over here. And let's see what happened over here with that. If I was trying to go long right here, it closed. It's possible that I would have, if I was really wanting to get a trade off, we have, there's no red right here. There's no red right here. It's possible. I want to see red. Look, in this area, it didn't quite close above on the higher one yet. It was still hanging around the 20. and red bar. But I would probably want to wait for something up here better. Red bar ignored, and it just didn't happen. Just it started rotating back down. So I don't know if I would have took that. I might have. Just depends. Some days I'm really scared. You know, I'm like, oh no. It closed right here with a red bar ignored though. And that's clear to see. It's not questionable. I'm going to go ahead and paste that over here and see where that's at. There we go. We start to see that over here. Yeah, that's clearly trending up. We clearly see, you know, red bars being ignored. Before it whipsaws there, let's go take a look at that because it does whipsaw a little bit. Right there is the same area as that right there. Let's put it on and see if we're in the same area as far as breakout over the red. Yeah, breakout over the red, both sides. I'd want to take that over the red, and I would have taken that over the red here, but let's see if I would have had enough room for a stop loss under there. Yeah, it hit 1 to 1, and it went up to 2 to 1 and almost 3 to 1. I mean, if I'm holding, if the day was overall a green day above previous day's levels, and it was clearly green over yesterday's high, this is the day that I'd want to hold. And this is the day that goal, hold it and hold it and hold it, is my goal. See if I can get 4 or 5 hour return on it. That's a day that I wouldn't mind, and it would still be in it, actually, looks like. Yeah, it'd still be in that. I put it on break even and just let the thing, maybe you get a gigantic forever run that just blows your mind. If the day chart is already green above yesterday's levels, there's targets of several days in the past waiting way up ahead at top part, you hold that baby. Just hold it. But we don't have that today. We have a red day. Okay. I guess the target could be yesterday's close, which would be this yellow line. That would perhaps possibly be something I need to incorporate into my thinking. Yeah, maybe it is. I'm just really kind of shell-shocked because the first day I practiced the idea in my goal, I even wrote it down in my goals, hold. First day I did it, I had 6, 7 losses, and it was a terrible day because I did it on the wrong day. And I got to get past that psychology and got to get past those fears. It kind of sucker punched me. So I got to get that out of my system. But the idea is developing, watching the chart patterns, studying it, drawing it out, figuring it out mechanically in your mind, how it works, and then trying to do it in real time when the candles are printing as fast as they go and stuff. It can be a completely different thing than just back testing like this right here. But that's it. The exponential system would have probably worked pretty good, you know, and that's why I have it in my playbook, because I've just seen it so many times do so good. And it's a strategy that I love. I love that strategy. However, I still think it's going to fall down, and look at what it's doing. I don't want to be on that. I don't want to be trading like that because I already see in myself, I had some distractions this morning. I feel a little frustrated from that, and I can tell it might not be a good idea to just be fancy free and go with whatever today. So I'm going to wait for the 15-minute and 5-minute to break back down and agree with the higher time charts that it's a down day. And let's wait for these exponentials to line up with the down day. And let me see what kind of trend line breaks and stuff we got now. Okay, there we go. Now, if I was waiting and not reviewing, it's possible, if I was paying attention, that is, that did cross though. Those momentum lines did cross on the 5-minute chart. And then it closed down below them both on the very next candle, which tells me this might not be a very momentous occasion, although we could have gotten, let's see what we could have gotten for at least a GBR trade. Green bar, ignore green bar. When did the trend line break? Well, let's take a look at this. Green bar ignored here, green bar ignored here, green bar ignored here. If I got in late, I might have gotten stopped out on that one. And that's where we're at. So yeah, there was some trades going on there that could have worked. Now it's possible to take a trend line break right here, because exponentially speaking, it's at the highest level I like before not wanting to do it. This needs to turn right here and give me a green bar ignored, and I could try it. I could try this. Give me a green bar ignored. I could try this one right here. Gosh, maybe I should have used that pintail. If it comes back up,
Order submitted.
come back up and get me, and that way I'm not chasing it. Come back up and get me. Maybe I make it come a little higher. Let me get my risk lined up. That's $30 risk. I could handle that today. Here's another GBI though. That pivot doesn't matter anymore. I should have took that. Let's see if it comes back up. Yeah.
Order filled.
Okay, there we go. Get in there. Go down. Go down. Give me some. Go down to this pivot level down here. If it stops me out, I'm not gonna give back all my profits today. I like what it's doing on the 5,000. It could give us one little push down to that pivot. That would be great. Don't do anything fancy. I want to break even. I'm on break even. That's good. It's not going anywhere. It's sideways.
Stop
That's
filled.
why I want to break even, because it's not going anywhere. I really like it. I really prefer to make it go fast. And then sometimes I miss the move because I'm impatient. My stop was right here though. Let's see what happens. My stop was right here. It wasn't going anywhere, so I broke even real fast and it would have stopped me out. So there you go. I mean, I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. I'm just saying for me, what I'd like it to do, the trades that I got today were moving, and it moved, and I trailed candle by candle. If you watch the video I uploaded, or I'm going to upload, I don't know if I uploaded it already or not. Did I upload it? Yeah, it's going up right now. Let's see if it'll upload. I think my channel's having problems uploading. What the heck is going on? It's the second video I couldn't upload. Okay, well, maybe I won't be able to get it up there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's not uploading again. That's the second video. All right, whatever. Okay, I like how I handled that trade. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the way it's chopping around on this. Just look at the colors on this. Red, green, choppy, choppy. Higher, high, lower, high, pivot levels. Yeah, if it didn't, on that red candle break right there, it came up right into a good, and we let it come back up and get us. It came back down. If it didn't keep going, look at the activity over here. Look at this area. It's so choppy that I didn't want to risk it. Didn't want to risk that. So